Hi, I'm Catherine Roscoe Barr. I'm a wellness coach with a neuroscience degree and a wife, new mom, and entrepreneur. Welcome back to the Art of Energy Management. This is the second video in this workshop. If you haven't watched the first video already, please go back and watch it now. We talked about doing an energy audit and imagining ourselves as vases and the water as our energy and the flowers as the important things in our life and our habits as either water sources or water leaks. In this second video, we are going to talk about the top 3 energy boosting habits. Now I want you to think back about your number. What was your percent of energy you wanted to be at before you went out and into the world and interacted with people? My number was 85%. And these top 3 energy boosting habits that I want to share with you are incredible ways to easily, simply, quickly boost your energy. That's what I really specialize in, and what I get really excited about is finding really tiny shifts that have a big impact. So the first energy boosting habit that I want to share with you comes from the positivity mindset, and this is cultivating an attitude of gratitude. Now, you may have heard this before and you may just think it's not that important, but I cannot stress how powerful this simple habit is. Because our brains are hardwired with a negativity bias. We are really good at taking in negative experiences. It's a very important built-in safety mechanism so we can be on alert for danger all the time. But that doesn't serve us in many ways because it's hard for us to take in the good because we are so focused on taking in the bad. Neuropsychologist Rick Hansen says that our brains are like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive experiences. So we need to work at it a little bit to create what I call positivity antenna so that we can take in the good. Because when we take in the good, it energizes us. It makes us feel positive and happy and hopeful and like everything is going our way. And that energy allows us to get more and give more. And so the simple act of asking yourself what you're grateful for trains your brain to scan the world, because that's what you're doing when you're thinking, what am I grateful for? You're scanning the world, you're growing those little positivity antenna to help you believe and know that things are good and great. So I want you to take a second to download the Energy Boosting Habits PDF below. And then I want you to hit pause and write down as many things as you can that you are grateful for. Now, 3 is awesome, but can you do 5 or 7? Can you do 21? Can you really exercise and grow those positivity antenna? This is just such a powerful tool. I cannot stress that enough. Energy boosting habit number 2 is sleep. And this is a huge one for me right now, and for you if you have trouble sleeping or if you have little people in your life who are creating sleep troubles for you. I used to have really poor quality sleep until I created my curriculum based on all of the research I had done on sleep and put into practice, and it made an enormous difference in my life. I was able to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed, and the energy that it gave me, the difference in my life that it created was huge. And so hopefully you're able to get the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and if you aren't, I hope that these tips will help you. How do you know, first of all, how much sleep in that range you should get? Well, if you can get into the habit of going to bed at the same time and wake up unassisted, then you can figure out your number. My number is around 7.5 hours, and I know my husband's is just over 8. And so that's what I try to get. And the tip I want to share with you is using light to help you sleep better. Now, there's so much artificial light in our life that it really messes up our sleep. So I try to use the sun as my signal to lower all the artificial lights in my life, because light influences the sleep hormone melatonin. Light needs to go down for melatonin to go up. If we are running around and there's bright lights and we're looking at bright screens, and then we try and go to sleep, our body's getting mixed messages. All of the millions of light receptors in our eyes and on our skin cells are getting the message that it's not time to sleep because it's light out, whereas we are physically laying down and closing our eyes and unable to fall asleep, which is an enormous waste of time and energy. So we want to use the setting sun as a signal to dim all of the artificial lights in our home, and also dim or preferably turn off the screens and use light bulbs that are not bright white. Because blue light, the type of light emitted from screens and LED lights, is the most stimulating form of light, and we don't want to stimulate ourselves as we're trying to prepare to go to sleep. So if you can put dimmers on and filters that block blue light, that would be a great help. And if you can eliminate screens as far away from when your head hits the pillow, even if you just start with 5 minutes and then build it to 10, 15, however long that may be, that will make a huge difference for your quality of sleep. And then you can just keep tweaking that as you wake up the next morning and reverse engineer how did that work for you so that you can have a better sleep and feel much better. Now it's time to hit pause again and take a tally of the light in your life and how you can use that knowledge to help you sleep better. So I want you to go back to that Energy Boosting Habits PDF and think about all the light in your life. Do you have dimmers on the switches in your home, in the artificial lights and the electric lights? Can you use candlelight? Can you put filters on the screen of your smartphone or your computer if you have to be on them to reduce the amount of blue light you're exposed to? Do you have blackout blinds in your bedroom? This is one of the best investments you can make for your health, and they are not expensive at all. Think about any other sources of light after the sun sets that you could reduce or eliminate to help you produce more melatonin and fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. The third energy boosting tip is movement. Now, in my 20 years as a personal trainer, I see this a lot. People get very black and white, very all or nothing. If they can't exercise 5 to 7 days a week at a gym for an hour, nothing. Well, 1 minute counts. Every minute counts. Every chance you can move your body throughout the day makes a big difference. And if your job or the role that you're in all day is largely sedentary, where you're not moving, it's really easy to weave movement into your day. And so I want to show you what I call the 1 minute energizer. This is to prove to you that just 1 minute of movement can really make a difference in your energy level. And this is something that you can do first thing in the morning and mid-afternoon when you need to pick up. I love to do this first thing in the morning and in the afternoon. And if you have 4 minutes and you can do all of these exercises for 1 minute each instead of 15 seconds each, that would be even better. But I want to show you 4 different movements for 15 seconds each. This is the 1 minute energizer. I'm just going to show you the movements first. We're going to bounce. So you're going to bounce and just lightly, gently tap your heels on the floor and let your whole body just bounce. And then you're going to shake. You're going to shake out any tension and negative energy. And then you're going to twist. You want to have your feet hip distance apart, knees slightly bent, arms out, and you're going to twist and look where you're going as far as is comfortable. This should feel good. And then lastly, you're going to expand. Slightly bend your elbows and stretch your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together to have a more expansive, open body. Okay, so we're going to do that for 1 minute. You can follow along. Here we go. Here's the 1 minute energizer. 4 different exercises for 15 seconds each, starting with the bounce. Start with your feet hip distance apart, knees nice and soft, and just let your whole body bounce. Let your shoulders bounce, your chest, your bum, and gently tap your heels. Breathe deeply. Now shake. Shake your hands, shake your arms and your shoulders and your chest and your bum. Shake your legs, Shake everything. Shake all of that negative energy out. Now twist. And expand. And put your hands on your heart and breathe. Feel all that energy in your body. In just 1 minute, you created all of that energy. Imagine what you could do in 4 minutes, or 5, or even 15. So a little bit of movement goes a long way in creating enormous amounts of energy in your body to help you get to that level where you want to be. Okay, I want you to hit pause again and go back to that energy boosting habits PDF. Where could you fit more physical activity into your life? Where could you fit in the 1 minute energizer, or the 4 minute energizer, or a 10-minute workout, or a 15-minute walk, or any type of small physical activity that's going to have a big payoff in terms of energy? How would that look? How would that feel? What energy level or water level in your vase would that get you to? What impact would that extra little bit of energy have on the flowers in your vase? What would that extra little bit of energy do for your patience and kindness and creativity and overall energy that you're putting out into the world? Once you've done that, I want you to take a look back at all 3 of the energy boosting tips we talked about today. How can you fit in a little bit more gratitude in your life? And what would that look like? How would it feel? How can you create the circumstances in your life to make it darker once the sun sets, so you have less stimulating light, so you can produce more melatonin and have a better sleep? You can fall asleep faster, stay asleep, and wake up feeling more rested. And how can you use your body to create more energy? Moving your body creates energy, and it doesn't have to look like going to the gym for an hour. It can just look like bouncing and shaking and twisting. I hope this video was helpful and that you enjoyed it. Please share it with your friends. And don't forget to join me for the next one, where we're going to talk about the top 3 worst offending energy zappers. Because you can be putting all the energy into your vase, but if you've got a bunch of leaks, your levels are going to be depleting and your flowers are going to be suffering. So in the next video, we're going to talk about what to do about those energy zappers. See you again soon. I called this program The Art of Energy Management because you may recall me saying that art is the application of creativity, and it takes creativity and flexibility and curiosity to understand what we need at this point in our lives. Often we find ourselves on the right track, and then a transition can knock us sideways, and we have to make an effort to get back on track. I know this was the case for me when I became a parent. All of the habits I had been practicing didn't seem like they fit in my life anymore, and I had to revisit everything I knew about wellness to find new habits that worked in my life. I want to share with you some thoughts on a few of my alumni on transitions. Liz says, "When I started this program, I had just weathered a significant number of personal changes in my life and was looking to refocus my energy on me. I considered myself a fairly active, positive, and capable person, but for the first time in a long time, I really felt like I needed some kind of guidance. I connected with Catherine's curriculum because of its approachable and pragmatic nature. Catherine will help provide you with foundational tools that you can rely on well beyond finishing the program." Mark says, "I was grieving the recent loss of a close family member when I attended Catherine's retreat, and the tools and encouragement she provided, along with our group's positive energy, really helped ease the pain. One of the tools I feel will be the most impactful in my life is having the courage to say no and to not feel guilty about that. This is hugely important because it refocuses your energy toward creating a better you, which in turn impacts the lives of those around you in positive ways. And lastly, Amber says, 2 years after taking Catherine's private coaching program, I decided to attend a group retreat for a refresher at a time that I was entering a new phase in my life and felt I needed some self-reflection and personal growth. I was 8.5 months pregnant and found the retreat to be well-timed and incredibly empowering. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome. The well-thought-out curriculum enabled me to switch off from everyday stressors and focus on my own health and well-being before a huge life change occurred. With Catherine as facilitator, it was a balancing of mind, focusing on realigning my body, and an overall shift in my wellness. It was such an amazing experience at such an important time in my life. Now I would love to hear from you. I have 3 questions for you to consider. Please leave your comments below. Number 1, what are your current energy boosting habits, and are they having enough of an impact on your energy? i.e., are you operating at the percentage of energy you would like to? Number 2, where can you add more energy boosting habits to your daily routine? Be specific. What time of day? Where? How? Do you need to get some equipment or rearrange the furniture? Or it could be as simple as putting 3 glasses of water on your desk at the start of the day so you don't need to remember to refill 1 glass. And number 3, does it feel doable to add just 1 new energy boosting habit to your schedule? This is how you make new habits stick. Make them small and easy. And once you establish a habit, it's so much easier to grow it than to get started. So please leave your comments below. The best parts of my group retreats are the discussions that happen after the fact, because I can say one thing a certain way, but hearing dozens of other people say a similar thing a different way really helps that information stick and helps you apply it to your own life and be more successful and have more energy.